Yep, my goal is to make 10K a month, right? I don't move on. 10K? Why 10K? That number is really specific. That's like 120K a year. Why is that? So in between the scripted questions, can you probe, amplify, agitate, or define what your prospect is saying 2 or 3 layers deeper? That way, your prospect is giving you more weight to your questions, but you're still following the process that your manager, your director wants you to follow.
Well, my question to you is, I recently like joined a new offer, and the sales director has a lot of sales years under his belt, and he's also
Cool.
been
Great.
training people, and he has his own selling style. And I have like my own, and I have like people that I admire, and like I had, plans to get like more training with um uh like a new coach, things like that. And under this new training, it just feels like it's new. It's very different, and he wants us to do it that way. So my question is, how would you kind of recommend someone to balance, what your sales director is telling you to do, and also like, well, yeah, um, getting extra training like, outside of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. That's a great question for a lot of newer reps. It's like, how do we follow the process that the person who's in charge of like firing us if we don't perform wants us to do, but also find things that work for our own flavor and the things that we want to learn from the people that have done what we want to do. Yeah, a lot of the reps that I train like come to me with those questions, and I'm not a coach that will tell you, no, don't listen to them, follow me, because that's how you get fired when you're new, right? If you have tenure and a track record, like yeah, then it's easier to do whatever you want. Then people won't micromanage you. But in the beginning, what I say is like first follow typically what your sales director, sales manager is doing because you're new. Okay, write out the script, but what you want to be looking for is in the script, where do you probe and amplify, define, reframe, and ask questions in between the scripted questions or in the framework that your manager has given you. This is how 2 reps can be on the same script, but one can perform vastly better. Is if your scripted questions are like, hey, what's your goal? Why is that the goal? Right? How long has that been the goal? Why now? Like, let's say that's like a script they gave you. In between each question, I'm asking 2 or 3 why, or what do you mean, or what's underneath that. Yep, my goal is to make 10K a month, right? I don't move on. 10K? Why 10K? That number is really specific. That's like 120K a year. Why is that? So in between the scripted questions, can you probe, amplify, agitate, or define what your prospect is saying 2 or 3 layers deeper? That way, your prospect is giving you more weight to your questions, but you're still following the process that your manager, your director wants you to follow. To answer your question?
It does. It does. Thanks.
Yeah. And then I would be practicing objection handling because most offers don't really have a lot of training for objection handling, or if they do, it's very generic. So those are the things you want to get good with. So you can, because if you're following like a mediocre script, you're going to objection handle more often. That will allow you to put up numbers on the board. As you put up more numbers on the board, then you can talk to your manager, like, hey, is it cool if I deviate from the script? I find like these questions don't work for my selling style. And if you have numbers to back you up, then they'll more likely be, yeah, sure, go for it. Not every
Yeah.
manager, some managers will want uniformity,
Yeah.
but
I
you
mean,
get your shot.
yeah, with this offer, like the biggest thing I would say is that they really do want you to like act as a con like a have a professional frame. I forgot the word that he uses, but like give out statistics in the call, like tell the prospect about like, yeah, basically act as if you are a financial advisor, essentially.
Yeah, you can like put on that frame without necessarily being a product expert, and it's just going to come through your questions. And then when people ask you, so Pearl, like, are you a financial advisor? You just have to know how to put it back on them, so you don't get caught up in that. Cool.
Yeah,
Good
got you.
question.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, we'll go with you next. If you guys are looking for more hands-on training, DM me on Instagram or school. Just DM me training. We'll chat, or you can chat to Lindsay, who's gone through a bunch of programs before she hired me. Get her honest take of the industry.